the Latvian supporters here, hoping their team can arrest a run of 9 games without a win, 5 successive defeats as well in this group. A reminder of the two teams again. The Wales side is Ward in goal, the back three of Roden, Mepham and Davis, with Roberts and Williams as the wing backs, Ampadu and James holding in midfield, with Wilson and Ramsey ahead of them and Johnson leading the line. The Latvian team, Ozols in goal, Savalnieks, Dubra, Chernomordis and Saganyeks the back four, Emsis and Tobers holding in midfield, Krollis just ahead of them with Janzems and Ikauniaks supporting Uldrikis in attack. It is all about Wales looking to reignite their challenge in the European Championships. They've enjoyed so many memorable moments at the Euros in recent years, but they need to come from behind in this group to head to Germany next year. And if there is to be a comeback, it has to start here in Riga tonight. We are underway on TalkSport 2. Latvia wearing all maroon, attacking the goal away to our right in the first half, and looking to come forward with their captain Tobers, but he concedes a free kick, a challenge on Roberts, and Wales have the opportunity to clear their lines early on.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be a difficult fixture for us playing against Latvia, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. We either sit down tactically and think we just go after Latvia and we'll get 70% possession and risk getting counter-attacked, or we sit deep in a back five with the two sitting midfield players and break on them. You know, we can beat them that way as well as controlling the game with the ball. So it's going to be interesting to see what Roberts decided to do.
Wales's previous trip to the Baltic was a rather scrappy and nervy 1-0 win against Estonia in the World Cup qualifiers, and they would maybe take something similar. But here is Brennan Johnson, found by Ampadu, streaking into the penalty area but firing the shot high over the top, and that's a great chance for Wales in the second minute. All about the vision of Ampadu and the pace of Johnson, but the player with only 2 goals in 21 appearances failed to hit the target.
Well, there you go, there's the tactics. Let Latvia come forward, let them try and find the pass that doesn't exist. Ampadu steps forward, and Brennan Johnson doesn't even think twice. He's run in between the two centre-backs, through ball. He should have scored. It's on his left foot. He's not in a really bad position. He side-footed it wide, but he should have scored.
Well, Chernomordis, the central defender, was running in treacle there in comparison to Brennan Johnson, but Brennan Johnson failed to hit the target. 2 minutes played, 0-0 on TalkSport 2. As we continue our coverage of a very busy international break, as it's played forward by Mepham on the far side, and it takes a deflection off Ikauniaks and spins behind for the first corner to Wales.
That run from Brennan Johnson makes such a difference to Harry Wilson and Ramsey, because the back four step back now. They're getting outpaced by Brennan, so there's gaps for the other two.
Wilson with the corner, high into the penalty area. Ampadu with a free header, 4 yards out, and he kicks out at the goal post in frustration. Ethan Ampadu yet to score in his previous 45 appearances, but he should have scored there.
Should be 2-0 up. He's got his head on it. Do you know what it reminded me of? You know when the kid's at school at 13 and the ball's right on his head and he shuts his eyes at the last minute?
Head like a 50p piece.
Yeah, he was right in the middle of the 6-yard box. It's right on his head, and he seemed to shut his eyes at the last second over the bar.
Well, Wales have had chances already with only 3 minutes played on TalkSport 2. 0-0. Only 1 win in the last 13 games. That came against Latvia by a 1-0 scoreline. Kiefer Moore, who scored the goal, is suspended tonight along with Joe Morrell, as Latvia try and build on the edge of their own penalty area, but in the end Wales are able to get the ball away, and they do have the quality on the pitch to surely hurt a team who are 135th in the world rankings. Latvia had a sharp decline after qualifying for Euro 2004, almost making the World Cup in 2010. And they've been bumping around the bottom of the UEFA rankings for a long time now, but Some of their games have been tight in this group. They were beaten by both Turkey and Armenia in added time, and if it's 1-0 to Wales with a very late goal here tonight, they'll take it.
Well, I've sat there I was assistant to John Toshak for 3 years, Nigel, and I've sat there, and we should beat Armenia, and they score 4 past us. So I've been there. You think you should beat these teams, and you go after them, and they counter-attack you. And I learned a lot from John Toshak about that. He'd make sure we attacked in a disciplined way, and we always had players behind the ball. That was his main object, is for us to not let goals in. So this fixture is a difficult one to you've got to give the tactics to the players, but do we go after them, or do we sit deep and break on them?
Latvia trying to build on the far side with Akaunieks, and it's won a throw-in which will be taken quickly by Krollis, and it's all the way back to Dubra, the central defender who plays his club football in Lithuania. There are 4 home-based players in the Latvian starting lineup, and the rest of them are spread far and wide across Europe, in Poland, in the Norwegian second division, in Switzerland. The captain, Christos Tobas, only 22 years of age, plays for Grasshoppers as Wales get a free kick for a challenge on Ramsey, who has stayed down clutching his right knee. He was caught there by Krollis. It was a kick to the back of the knee.
Well, he's kicked him straight in the middle of his calf from behind, and he's just left a bit on him there on purpose. Playing against Aaron Ramsey, he's probably thought, need to slow him down a bit.
5 minutes played on TalkSport 2. Latvia with 67% of the possession so far, but Wales with 2 great chances to take the lead from Brennan Johnson and Ethan Ampadu. A reminder, in this group, Croatia winning 1-0 in Armenia early on. That's good news for Wales. Croatia have joined Turkey on 10 points, but Wales now have the opportunity to just close up this group with a victory here tonight. They're attacking the open end of this stadium, rather like the Kazam Stadium in Oxford, 3-sided with nothing away to the left-hand side, apart from a big screen and a scoreboard as Nico Williams comes forward now. Williams with the cross in, which is deflected. It's gathered by Johnson at the near post. Ramsey now takes over. Here is Williams again. Looks to execute a Cruyff turn. Back towards Ramsey. Ramsey with a low ball in. Wilson controls back to goal. Tries to find Johnson eventually. It is hacked away by Tjerna Moordijks. And Latvia will clear up to the halfway line, but they are looking to defend very, very deeply when Wales have the ball in that sort of area.
Well, I've watched a lot of Latvia's games. The 2 centre-backs can't defend. Aren't very good, the 2 centre-backs. As a team, they don't defend very well. They sink into their own 6-yard box. They don't get out to the ball. And as we can see, Brennan Johnson just outpaces them after a minute. If we can get these 2 centre-backs up on the halfway line and then use the space for Brennan Johnson to run into, it's a pity Dan James tore him apart in Cardiff. Pace, they can't live with it. They can't defend crosses. I watched Kramovic destroy him. They let 5 goals in against Croatia, and he just had too much for him. So just got to keep the pressure on him.
Danis Kazakevich, their coach, has been in charge now for 3 years after 7 years with the under-21 side. Marian Pahars, who is now part of his coaching team, most famous former Latvian player, also had his time as the national coach before he was sacked in 2017. And Gary Johnson, the current manager of Torquay United in the National League South, laid the foundations for what was a very successful spell for Latvian football when they qualified for the Euros in 2004, and it was Johnson who recommended Pahars to Southampton, and of course Pahars had a good career in the Premier League.
There's no future in managing Latvia. Let's be honest. It's a matter of time before you get sacked.
Well, even a legend like Pahars didn't survive as a poor back pass from Latvia goes behind, and it will be a corner kick once again. But somebody has to do that job, and at the moment Kazakevich is the coach who's taken them on. Wilson will take the corner kick. 9 minutes played on TalkSport 2. 0-0 the scoreline in Riga. Wales have to win this game, with tougher matches still to come against Croatia, Latvia and Turkey. Roden with the header at the far post, and the header in field from Davis is tipped over by Ozols. Wales winning 2 headers there deep inside the 6-yard area, and Davis with the second, and it's a good save from the goalkeeper to tip it over the top.
Should be 3-0. Another brilliant ball from Harry Wilson, as he shows every week. Dead ball situations, corners, free kick, unbelievable. Roden heads it back across the goal. Ben Davis is just going to head it down as a goal. Heads it too high, keeper tips it over.
Now Williams on this near side after the initial corner from Ramsey was cleared. Ramsey gathers, early cross into the penalty area, and it's cleared away by a stooping Tobers, and Latvia look to bring it forward now. Jones just losing out, and here is Tobers again, their captain, one of the youngest players in the team, but given the responsibility due to his relative preeminence as a club player. And so Valnieks, forced back by an awkward ball on this near side, tries to clear down the line. He rather scuffs it, and Wales have a throw in inside Latvian territory. 10 minutes played, 0-0.
Tactically, if we can pin them in their own box, we'll end up scoring. But I wouldn't be adverse to letting them think they were doing okay, letting them creep with the ball, sit back, let them come forward, and then do them on the break with balls in behind for Brennan Johnson, who's obviously got the legs on the 2 centre-backs.
3 goals have already gone in elsewhere tonight, and Slovakia lead Liechtenstein 3-0 after 6 minutes. So they'll be looking to rack up their goal difference tonight. They are currently second in their group, behind Portugal. Luxembourg are also expressing an interest in the qualification race. Bosnia have games in hand as well, but Slovakia doing their cause no harm tonight, as Wales come forward again with Williams on this near side, looking to take on Janssens, who sticks with him well, makes the challenge, and it will be a throw into Wales on this near side.
Yeah, good defending from Janssens. Nicol Williams running at you is never easy. He just goes for your juggler as well. He's got real enthusiasm. I like him. Harry Wilson's always does well for Wales.
Brennan Johnson wriggles away from a challenge and goes for the right-footed curler, but never really got hold of it, and it's skied high over the top.
Yes, another chance for him. He's trying to bend it. Thierry Henry like in the top corner, and all his teammates now will be shouting, how much should he pay for him? 47 million. He's got that on his back now.
Well, they can hear from his club coach, Hans Postecoglou, on White and Jordan tomorrow morning on TalkSport between 10 and 1. And with David Moyes on breakfast, the big names coming to TalkSport tomorrow. Of course, West Ham in great form during the opening month or so of the season. Now Ramsey, a high ball over the top, maybe too much air on that, and it allows Turner Moordykes to head the ball away on the far side.
Yeah, if I was going to have a bet tonight, which I'm not, I'd back Harry Wilson to score or create. He never goes through a game without having an impact.
Well, he's almost delivered a corner which should have resulted in the opening goal. Now Davis coming forward down the left-hand side. Ramsey again. Williams with a burst into the penalty area, but the challenge comes in, and it was a good one from Krollis, but as Latvia try and bring it forward, Msis was quickly run off it, and Ramsey goes all the way back to Danny Ward defending the Wales goal away to our right-hand side. One-way traffic at the moment, 13 minutes played, but no goals. Nico Williams again on this near side, back towards Ben Davis. Davis will just take his time. Finds Mepham. It will be, I think, an issue for Rob Page moving forward that Ben Davis has not been a regular starter for Tottenham. partially due to injuries in the early weeks of the season. Now Nico Williams, Ampadu on the edge of the penalty area, maybe thought about the right foot shot, but he finds Wilson, it's deflected, and the goalkeeper does well to readjust and make a sprawling save at the near post.
Well, if they keep sinking into the 6-yard box when they're defending, Aaron Ramsey and Harry Wilson are going to get shots from the penalty spot, from the D, because the two of them know where to go to get the ball, and they've both got good feet. So they can't defend. You just got to keep the pressure on.
Wales with only one away win in their last 7 in qualification games for the European Championships, but there have been 5 attempts on goal so far in the game, and they've all come from Wales in the opening 14 minutes. Now Mepham needs another player who needs more time on the field. Of course, he's made 2 appearances from the bench in the Premier League for Bournemouth so far this season. And you look at the regular Premier League starters that they had against South Korea: Connor Roberts, Ben Davies potentially, Harry Wilson and Brennan Johnson certainly for Forest. We'll wait and see what happens with Tottenham. And while there is pressure and criticism of Rob Page, it's becoming an issue now that his best players aren't playing enough.
Well, yeah, we've always been like that. I remember we've turned
But when we went to 2016, we had a whole team full of Premier League regulars.
Yeah, and it was a golden era where, you know, most of the players were playing in the Premier League and starting. But there's only 3.5 million of us, and at some point you have a cycle where it goes up and down. I think what we've achieved in the last few years has been amazing. To get to that level again, it's going to take a bit of time. I think you've lost. Gareth Bale scored 40 goals for Wales. You can't just forget that.
No, and how many winners? How many?
Nearly all of them. I mean, I think 85% of the goals we scored, he was either involved in them or he scored them. And when he didn't play, we normally lost. So to lose a player like that, by the way, he's still only 34. I feel like ringing him.
I think he may have changed his number by now.
Instead, I'm just teeing off.
16 minutes played, 0-0 the scoreline, and the game has been played almost exclusively inside the Latvian half so far. As Williams tries to flick on this near side, but Savalnieks is able to clear, and then Williams goes down following a challenge, but no free kick given, but Wales win it back. Roberts has the opportunity to bring it forward on this near side, but in the end his pass intended for Wilson is quickly cut out, but it will be a throw into Wales down their right. And Latvia are so deep. Maybe Wales will have to be patient here. Roberts, you were just pointing out that you think Ethan Ampadu should be in a different area.
Yeah, James is on the right side. They're both sitting. Ampadu and James are sat in front of our back 5. James is on the right, Ampadu's on the left. I know the ball's on the right, and Ampadu's on the right-hand side of the pitch. He's got to let Ramsey and Wilson play little triangles, and he's got to be the out ball. And then he gets it out to Nico Williams down that side, and we isolate their fullbacks.
Well, Wilson's now been fouled by Akanieks, and it will be a free kick for Wales just inside the Latvian half, and it's taken quickly. Here is Williams back towards Ampadu, lofted wide towards the far side, and in front of a large group of Welsh supporters. Connor Roberts will gather. Now James, good ball from him to find Johnson. Johnson tries to turn, Ramsey slips inside the area, but he's back on his feet now as Williams at the far post tries to head the ball back in field towards him, but it's scrambled clear by Chernomordykes.
Magnificent movement from Brennan Johnson. He makes a little diagonal run in the box. James finds him, he gets to the byline, stands across up. Nico Williams heads it back for Ramsey. One of their players intercepts it, but it just seems like it's a matter of time. They're not putting up any sort of resistance or sort of ambition to score a goal.
Well, they are played for, lost for so far, of course, beaten 5-0 by Croatia on Thursday evening.
when you're playing against these teams, they get really good at defending because they do it every game. Sometimes they get more and more compact, and they're playing with two sitting midfield players. So Harry Wilson and Ramsey, who are playing in the box in midfield for us, they're playing ahead of Ampadu and James. They've got to pin the opposition's fullbacks and get a 2v1 with our wing-backs, and don't come in too soon.
Dean Saunders with us on TalkSport 2, 75 Welsh caps as Connor Roberts has gone down on the far side, clutching the small of his back. It must have been a heavy fall after an acrobatic clearance on the halfway line. And Saganieks will take the throw in quickly, looking for Iconieks, but Roberts is back there to defend, and although Iconieks gets a touch, the ball bobbles behind, and our referee from Slovenia, Mikhail Osianas, will give the goal kick.
Yeah, you said earlier, Connor Roberts, 50 caps. He's done it the hard way and doing great for Burnley. And he's done better and better for Wales, I think. You know, he tries to force the game. You know, you heard managers saying, like, don't sit in old man's hole, they call it, where you sit at right back and just watch the game go by. He tries to have an impact. He tries to change the course of the game. I like him. And Nico Williams is the same. Two good young players.
And there are green shoots of recovery for Wales, of course. Only one win in 13, and they are adapting to the loss of Gareth Bale, and also still trying to rebuild confidence after what was a poor World Cup and a poor June with those two defeats, 4-2 at home against Armenia, a side who were 71 places beneath them when that game kicked off in the FIFA rankings, and then they were beaten 2-0 against Turkey with red cards in both of those games. They've had 5 red cards, Wales, in the last 2 years, and that can't continue either.
Not at international level, because sometimes you can be out for 6 months. You get a 3-game ban, it lasts 6 months. But you look at the squad and the bench, it looks thin. When we get 3 or 4 injuries, I mean, you've got Joe Allen retired, Dan James is injured, Kiefer Moore suspended, Morel. Then you're looking, and I mean, I've got people saying, who's that? And who's that? Who's he play for? Who's he play for? So I don't think we got that many players to pick from.
21 minutes played, 0-0. Here on TalkSport 2, we'll be looking ahead to Scotland against England coming up at half-time in this game. And later on tonight, 1 o'clock tomorrow morning, we will have the Monday Night Football from the NFL. And it's a decent game as well. The Jets taking on the Bills, and we'll be looking ahead to that game at the end of this match here tonight. And John Hartson will be talking about his sporting life on TalkSport 2 following this match at 10 o'clock. Davis plays it forward, but it's quickly intercepted in the midfield area, and Latvia now will try and build themselves, and it's wide with Sabalnieks down the right. The crossing is deflected. Ramsey will step in, and almost an impudent back heel to play it back towards Williams. Infield now to Ampadu, who turns and plays a good ball forward to Wilson in the centre circle. He quickly transfers it wide to the right-hand side. Rob Page is urging Roberts to get forward. Brennan Johnson now pops up right-hand side of the penalty area. Drives the cross in, though, looking for Ramsey, but it's scrambled away by Msis. But Wales win it back. Here is Jordan James, 19 years of age, the Birmingham midfielder. Ampadu, now of Leeds United. Wide to Williams. And the white shirts are pouring forward here again. Ampadu, midway inside the Latvian half. Swung wide to Roberts. He's got support from Wilson. Roberts with the cross in, but it's headed away by Chernomordikes, who is probably the tallest player on the pitch. And in the end, Latvia clear and Wales go deep into their own half.
I'm watching Brennan Johnson closely, and he's playing really well. His movement's excellent. He should have scored, obviously, but his movement is causing them all sorts of problems. He's making little darts. He just needs to get out of the defender's eye line when the ball goes wide, so they can't see him. And the last second, you've got to get across defenders in the box.
Wales do have plenty of attacking options on the bench as Dubra wins it back from Johnson midway inside the Latvian half, but stepping in with a good challenge is Mepham, and here is Williams now for Wales down the left. Ramsey comes short. Williams just checks back in field, looking to evade the challenge of Janssens, but here is Ramsey back towards Williams again. Now Ampadu. Davis takes over, coming forward down the left. Williams holds the width. Davis now goes beyond him on the overlap, but it's Williams who drives in the cross, and the header from Roberts forces an excellent save from Ozols, who clings on with both hands.
Brilliant cross. Nico Williams checks back after some great football, checks back on his right foot. It's an in-swinger. Connor Roberts, who's right wing back, has got inside their full-back. It's a brilliant header, but the keeper, maybe it's just a little bit too close to him, back where it come from. And I think he's made it look a bit better than it was, but great move from Wales. And you're looking at it, the temptation is, you've got three centre-backs on the halfway line marking one of their players. So you're short in the box at the other end. The temptation from the manager is, do we push another man forward? Do we need three centre-backs? It's always a dilemma.
Portugal lead Luxembourg by 2-0. Elsewhere tonight as Latvia try and come forward with Uldrichs, their lone striker, on the far side, but he's quickly given the ball away. That's in Group J. So Portugal and Slovakia, who are still 3 goals up on Liechtenstein, the two sides who are winning so far tonight. There could be a 3-point gap between Slovakia and Luxembourg by the end of this evening's games. But we've seen so little from Latvia coming forward so far. 7 attempts on goal, and they've all been Welsh ones. And Wales now with 68% possession. And that's a rarity for Wales. Even when they've been at their best, they've often been happy to allow the opposition to have the lion's share and simply counter-attack on them with the pace they had.
Yeah, when Kiefer Moore's playing, different story. You know, you can build up play, get it wide, cross it, and he's got a presence, but Brennan's a different type of player.
Ramsey now finding Davis down the left, back in field to the captain again, and now Brennan Johnson caught on the edge of the penalty area, but the ball was won fairly. Now Ramsey drives it wide to the far side. Roberts does well to lunge in and keep the ball alive. It drops to Wilson with his back to goal. He goes down inside the penalty area, and that's a penalty. Harry Wilson, the player who was hauled down in the box by Dubra, and Wales now with a great chance to take the lead.
Well, it's a diagonal ball from Ramsey. Connor Roberts makes a late run to the byline. He manages to volley it back over his shoulder up in the air, and Harry Wilson has run into their centre-back, fouled him first, and then when they bounced off each other, he's waited for the ball to drop and done it again, and this time he's thrown himself over. So as much as I want to say it's a fair penalty, I don't think it was. I think Harry's made a meal of it, but we've got a chance to go 1-0 up.
Well, Kaspars Dubra has been booked, the central defender. He maybe just leant with his arm on Wilson's neck, but I think Wilson bought that one.
I thought his clever play, he's looked at the defender, he's looked at the ball up in the air, and he's thought, come on, come and run into me. And when he ran into him, he threw himself to the floor.
Ramsey hasn't scored a Wales goal since November of 2021, but Aaron Ramsey, the captain, will take the penalty here. Ramsey, now of Cardiff City, up against Ozols. This a crucial moment for Wales in a must-win game. And Ramsey is being made to wait by the referee. And Ramsey will step up and hit this right-footed, and Ramsey makes no mistake, rolls it calmly into the corner, and the Wales fans celebrate in Riga all around the stadium. Aaron Ramsey delivers, the captain, and in a must-win game, Wales are winning by a goal to nil.
Calm as you like. He had a straight run up of about 5 yards, and as he runs up slowly, the goalkeeper, I thought he was running out of the hotel to jump in a taxi. He's gone miles too early and he's just rolled it in the other corner. It's a great penalty, but the goalkeeper, for me, he's dived off his line and too early, made it easy for him. We're 1-0 up, and that's exactly what we needed.
Well, the goalkeeper clearly bought the eyes from Ramsey.
Well, he's just dived too early. I mean, even if he'd have saved it, it would have been retaken. He's about 4 yards off his line, but he's gone too early.
Aaron Ramsey's 21st international goal. And Wales' dominance in this game is finally rewarding. And there are Wales fans in different areas of the stadium. They have random blocks, it seems, of red shirts. 2 in the main stand on the far side, another one behind the goal away to the right, which is a stand which only goes actually half of the length of the pitch. The other half is the dressing room area. But the Wales fans in good voice now with their team leading by a goal to nil. And they've got to view this as an opportunity to sort out the goal difference as well.
Oh, I just take the 3 points. We've been like a sieve in past games, and now we've just got to make sure, right, we're 1-0 up, keep it going what we've been doing, let them try and show some ambition now to get a goal back, and then do them on the break again.
Well, Jordan James has been penalised. Did seem to win the ball back.
Never a foul
there from a county ex, but maybe that's one back for the penalty, which was a rather soft award, let's be honest. But Wales will take it. Half an hour played on TalkSport 2. They lead by a goal to nil. And the situation in the group changes again as the free kick from Savalnieks is high into the penalty area and straight out of play. That will be a goal kick. Croatia, who've already won tonight in Armenia, they're top on 10 points. Turkey in second with 10 points. Armenia are third with 7 points. Wales would also have 7 points if they win here. And Latvia, of course, bottom. So Croatia still have a game in hand. Wales need them to run away with the group, beat everybody else. And Wales, of course, need to take points from all of their remaining games realistically.
Yeah, I think it's quite likely that Wales will get a playoff spot no matter what. It's not definite. You know, I think there's 12 other teams that need to fall the right way, but tonight's the night. And at 1-0, I'd like to be sat there next to Robert Page now listening to what he's saying. Right, what do we do next? We're 1-0 up. Do we suck them onto us? Or do we go for the throw and try and stick 5 or 6 past them and leave the back door open?
Well, they need the second goal before they can really think about wrapping up a big score here. Ramsey with a cross into the penalty area. It's cleared away, but it's won back by Williams, but a block challenge from him sends the ball spiralling high into the air, and it's gathered by Ozol, the goalkeeper, who's made a couple of decent saves in this game as well.
Yeah, for people listening out there, when you come up against these teams, I would say the standard is probably Conference North. Most of the teams. Yeah, most of the teams, yeah. They'll have a couple of players who play, one in Italy who makes a little bit of a difference to them, or one in... But normally, Conference North.
Well, they have got some decent results in recent years. They drew 3-3 away to Turkey in a World Cup qualifier. But they've only got 2 wins and 11 goals in their last 10 games, and those victories were against Gibraltar, which maybe tells you the level.
South.
Well, Gibraltar have got players from lower reaches of English non-league football compared to that. Wales play Gibraltar in their next game, of course, international football returning to Wrexham. That's coming up as the warm-up for Croatia at home in October. Not too sure it'll be that much of a warm-up. As Wilson chases a long ball forward on the far side, and Dubla, who was booked for giving away the penalty, clears, but it's won back by Johnson. Johnson full of pace to the byline. Early cross into the penalty area. It comes all the way across to Nico Williams, and he curls it wide. And again, another chance is spurned.
I mean, the cross has eventually come over. Brendan Johnson's causing havoc again. A cross comes over from the right. Nico Williams has crept into the box at the far post. The ball skids him into his chest. He's trying to get it out of his feet to try and bend it, and he tries the old, again, Thierry Henry, far post, trying to curl it, starts it too wide. Another chance wasted.
They've had a few. Well, it's only 1-0. There is always a threat that Latvia could score from something.
Well, they've scored, I think, in their last 7 home games, Nigel. I'm saying Conference North, but they do manage to score, but they just let loads of goals in.
Well, they've lost 11 of their 13 games against teams from the UK. They did beat Northern Ireland twice in 1995 and 2007. And Wales did win here 2-0 in their previous visit back in August of 2004 when Hartson and Bellamy were on the score sheet. John Hartson is the subject of My Sporting Life on TalkSport 2 after 10 o'clock. Rob Page did play in that game in the aftermath of the failure to qualify for the European Championships, as Ramsey strides away from a challenge in the midfield area. He's got Johnson away to the right-hand side. He checks his run to stay onside, then comes into the penalty area and strikes it left-footed wide.
Brilliant movement again. I mean, Aaron Ramsey does a Cruyff turn on the half volley in the centre circle, which puts him on the way to goal. He's looking for Brendan Johnson. Are you going to run inside the centre back for a through ball, or are you going to pull away from him so I can wrap it at your feet? He pulls away from him, checks back inside on his left foot, and the most important bit is the bit at the end. He's got it wrong again. He's dragged his shot wide.
10 attempts on goal now for Wales, with 35 minutes played on TalkSport 2, leading by a goal to nil. Latvia have not had a single one. Johnson now again, he's been fouled, but the referee allows play to continue as Wilson comes forward. He fires in a shot straight at the goalkeeper, and I think Wales would have preferred the free kick to be given there.
Yeah, but every time I see Harry Wilson anywhere 25 yards out, the Fulham fans will tell you he's got a stick of dynamite in both feet. He can produce something out of nothing, and he can smell a chance. He's hit that left foot, keeper's thrown his cap on it, but normally he's got a bit of dynamite in his feet.
Looking at the games still to come, we've said Wales, Croatia at home, Armenia away, and Turkey at home. Armenia have to come here and play Latvia. I think we can assume that Latvia will lose all of their games on the basis of the results so far and their showing so far tonight. Then they have to play Wales at home. That will be a massive game in Yerevan. And then they go to Croatia for their final game. That could be tough. Turkey have away games against Croatia and Wales with a home game against Latvia. And Croatia have more games to play because they were involved in the Nations League. Turkey at home, Wales away, Latvia away, and Armenia at home. So it is doable for Wales.
Armenia are a good team. I think they've shocked all of us. And they nearly beat Turkey again the other night. And they stuck 4 goals past us.
On the counter-attack, they look a good side.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I saw them lose at home to Gibraltar. But they've really kicked on since. There's a foul there on Jordan James, and there could be a second yellow card here for Latvia. It was Saganieks, who plays for Vitesse Vuj in Poland, who made the challenge. Jones,
yeah, he's just
have something about him, but he's kept calm there.
Well, I watch him, I'm looking at him thinking, the definition of a good footballer is someone who does the simple things well most of the time, at the level they're playing at. And that's what I see in him. He's not flash, but the ball normally ends up where he's aiming it, and his control's good. He can roll away from people. That's a yellow card, definitely. He's just let the ball run across his body. And I suppose there's a dilemma in there now. Do we need James and Ethan Ampadu in there right now. Do we need the two of them sitting? Could we push one of them forward and push one of the centre-backs to join in the, we control the arc 45 yards from their goal, keep switching it from side to side.
A yellow card was shown there by the referee to somebody on the bench. It might have been the Wales bench. I'm not too sure about that. We'll try and get confirmation. Here is Williams coming forward now for Wales, finding Ramsey. And James once again. Roberts, of course, pulling away to the right-hand side, has support from Wilson. Roberts now finding James, and Wales utterly dominating this game. Ampadu. Now Davis striding forward down the left, but they need the second goal. Williams looking to attack the penalty area down the left, crossing high to the far post, but it's headed away by Shinormadice. Wilson now in space down the right-hand side. Connor Roberts hold his run. Wilson kills it into the penalty area, and the goalkeeper opting to fist the ball clear, and then Ampadu crunches into Krollis, fouls him, and it will be a free kick for Latvia just outside their own penalty area.
There's no need. The foul from Ethan Ampadu, we've got him on the rack there. We've put two crosses in. They're in all sorts of trouble. Every time the ball comes in the box, the goalkeeper's coming out sideways, punching it. The centre-backs are not heading the ball out of the box.
Latvia looks to come forward now. Davis will just step in before Jansons, and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Don't attempt fate or anything, but I've not seen a team offer as little as this in an international match for a long time. And the home team,
no ambition to score a goal. You look at them and you think, what's your game plan? Are you just going to sit back until Wales score and then throw a few bodies forward? But they haven't.
Davis almost losing out to Jansons here, and Ampadu has to hack the ball into the crowd. So having said that, now Latvia have an attacking throw-in. 5 minutes to play in the first half. On TalkSport 2, Wales leading by a goal to nil. Aaron Ramsey's penalty. And Wales have had all of the attempts on goal so far. 11 of them, 4 of those on target. Elsewhere, Portugal now lead Luxembourg by 3 goals to nil. 2 for Ignacio and another for Gonzalo Ramos, and Slovakia still lead Liechtenstein 3-0. The game tonight between Iceland and Bosnia, also in that group, is goalless in Reykjavik. Now Latvia have the opportunity to cross into the penalty area, and the cross towards the far post is headed towards goal. The ball makes the save, and then it's scrambled behind, and it will be a corner kick, and it was flicked on by a Wales head there, I think, and Kaunieks coming in at the far post, and Ward, who's had nothing to do, makes a sharp save.
Well, they look like they're going to take a long throw, but they eventually play it short between 3 of them. They get across to the back post. I think it hits Joe Rodon's head, and that does Connor Roberts. He gets under the ball. Their left winger's coming in, heads it down, which is a great header. Danny Ward stood in the right place, made it look easy. But there you go.
Corner kick for Latvia. Their first. And that's just a warning for Wales that while it's only 1-0, they need to keep things secure at the back as well. Sabalnieks with the corner. Oh, it's been lost by Ward and put wide at the far post. Ward got nowhere near that, and Krollis on the stretch unable to divert the ball in, and Latvia should be level.
Well, from them not having a sniff and not looking like they had any confidence, one little incident, the chance there at the back post, leads to a corner. Danny Ward comes for a cross in the middle of the 6-yard box, flapping at it. It goes over his head. I think he got a touch on it, and there was a defender coming in at the back post, sliding in. If it had been a striker coming in there, he might have scored.
There is the warning. Danny Ward is still chuntering away to himself. Of course, he's not the first choice at Leicester in the Championship at the moment. He's another player who maybe needs minutes, but Wales brought 4 goalkeepers for this trip, and none of them are first choice, as Wilson goes down on the far side, but the assistant has penalised him for handball.
Yeah, I think the linesman's give the ball out of play, but he's pulled Harry Wilson back. It's a yellow card, but the ball's already out. But we just got a bit rattled there. Ethan Ampadu gives a foul away on the edge of their box. That leads to a throw-in in the corner flag. He slashes at a clearance. All of a sudden they get a crossing. They get 2 chances from nothing.
And Latvia coming forward again now with Krollis. And we have 90 seconds to play in the first half. Wales leading by a goal to nil, but all of a sudden they could just do with half time here.
Yeah, I think like Danny Ward, obviously nothing to do. The best goalkeepers in the world normally have nothing to do. They're playing for the best teams. And when they're called on, they've got to keep the concentration. They've got to be ready for that moment where you make a save.
Here is Wilson, chest it back to James. The ball forward doesn't find Johnson. Akaunieks will regather here for Latvia. Down the line on the far side for Saganieks. Now the captain, Tobers, and Latvia growing in confidence here. As Nico Williams in mid-air manages to divert the ball away from Saganieks. But it will be a Latvian throw-in as we enter the final minute of normal time in the first half on TalkSport 2. We'll be looking ahead to England against Scotland coming up tomorrow on TalkSport during half-time as another high ball is played forward for Latvia. It'll drop to a maroon shirt on the edge of the penalty area. They're looking to work the opening for the shot. Janssens plays it wide to the far side. Akaunieks with the cross in. It should have been an equaliser at the far post again. And again, it was the midfielder Krollis lunging in unmarked, unable to get the crucial touch, and Wales here at the moment are putting themselves under pressure.
Yeah, I mean it's a long ball down the middle. I'm watching James and Ampadu, who was sat in front of the Wales back three. Instead of having a look over the shoulder to see who's behind them, that's the danger. Who's behind you, sneaking into the pocket? They've gone and closed the ball down. As the ball went the other way, it drops to one of their players. Connor Robertson's got to do more to stop the ball coming in the box.
We're into a minimum of 2 more minutes as the ball is boomed forward there from deep inside the Latvian half, and it's one bounce onto the chest of Danny Ward, who then just gestures with his gloves to calm things down.
Well, that's where experience comes in. When you can smell, there's a bit of the players have got rattled. Some of the young lads have just got rattled in these. That's where you need someone like, we had Joe Allen who would put his foot on the ball. Gareth Bale.
Joe Ledley.
Put your foot on the ball and calm everyone down. Don't worry, there's no problem. Youngsters haven't got that experience, so someone has to get a grip of the game. Aaron Ramsey, for example, now get on the ball and start popping it around.
Roden heads the ball forward, and it's gathered by Ampadu as Latvia quickly win it back. Ampadu has given the ball away, and the Latvians now are visibly growing in confidence here. Akaunieks crossing high towards the far post again, looking for Aldrich. The Latvian player has gone down, clutching his face. Akaunieks with a complete miss kick, and it spins away to the far side. It's Krollis, the player who is down inside the penalty area, and I just wonder if the VAR will have a look at this.
Well, tactically, in the last 5 minutes, twice, they've got into the number 10 position with the ball, which is where Eriksson plays, or any good number 10. That should never happen against this formation we've got. We've got 3 centre-backs and 2 sitting midfield players, and they're passing the ball between the 2 midfield players. James and Ampadu cannot let the ball get rolled between them. They've got to cut that out. Let the ball go wide, but never let it go through the middle.
It was Chris Mepham with the aerial duel there, and I don't think he raised his arm into the face of Krollis, who's still down, and they're applying a...
But you know what, Nigel? Have you noticed there's a lot more clash of heads than there used to be? It's because you can't jump with your arms up, whereas players used to put their arms up when they were jumping for headers and the arms would collide. But now, because if you put your arms up there's a chance of getting a red card, the players clash heads. They need to have a look at that.
We're watching this again, and I don't think there was any elbow or arm into the face of Crollis. Mepham got there first and won the header.
Well, yeah, again, if a centre-back gets up first, as a striker, you're jumping up into his elbows. You can't get up, and that's what's happened there.
Well, a goal kick was given. Danny Ward takes it. Now Ampadu, back to Davis, just inside the Wales half. James. Wales need the second goal here. And we are 3.5 minutes into added time. That is half time, and Wales do lead by a goal to nil thanks to a penalty from Aaron Ramsey. And it's Wales who will get the second half underway, leading by a goal to nil, playing from left to right in the second half, wearing all white. Latvia in their home kit of all maroon. Aaron Ramsey with his 21st international goal from the penalty spot. And that's dividing the two sides at the moment as the second half gets underway. And Wales need to regroup after what was a rather dicey end to the first half, as Wilson gathers now in the centre circle, plays it wide to the right hand side. Roberts is forward, back in field towards Wilson again. It could open up for the shot, it's deflected and it goes high over the top, and Wales have a corner after 20 seconds of the second half.
Yeah, well, there you go again. Harry Wilson anywhere 25 yards out, he just pulls the trigger and he's got in that pocket again. Aaron Ramsey and Harry Wilson are trying to get in between the midfield and their defence. That's what they're trying to do, and they were trying to work their way around it. And if you let Harry Wilson turn, he can strike. He's got a good shot.
Ramsey will take the corner on the far side inside the opening minute of the second half on TalkSport 2, with Wales leading by a goal to nil. Ramsey goes short to Johnson. Johnson controls, looks to spin, in the end plays it back to Williams, and now Wilson again, and Ramsey's in space. He can deliver a cross high into the penalty area, but it's blocked by Savalnieks, and Savalnieks will sprint and keep the ball in play on the far side, but his ball in field is cut out by Ampadu. And now Wilson again for Wales, wide towards Williams. Williams, though, is challenged by Savalnieks, who does really well to go to ground, win the ball, avoid the corner, and then get up and clear. But Wales have it again with Williams on the far side, supported by Wilson, and he pins the ball off the challenge of Ensis and goes behind for another Wales corner.
Yeah, I think what you find, some of these defenders, they actually beat themselves. They make mistakes. You could say the penalty was a terrible piece of defending, giving the ref the opportunity to give a penalty. I didn't think it was a pen. Don't know about you, but the defender should never give the ref the chance.
Wilson with the corner, and outswing it towards Roden, but headed away by the main striker Aldrich. Back into the penalty area from Ampadu. Now cleared as far as Jones on this near side, but his first touch just leaves him. And he plays it straight out of play, and Savalnieks will take a throw in on this near side, all the way back to the captain Tobers. A high ball forward from him, but Mepham rising above Aldrich, and now Wilson plays it square to Ramsey, who looks to his left and sees where Nico Williams is. 15 yards inside the Latvia half, he finds Ampadu. Ampadu encourages Williams to overlap, but the ball towards him was way overhit, and Latvia have it back. And Wales are looking to pen Latvia back deep inside their own half, but there's maybe a nervousness about the Welsh play we didn't see for much of the first half, and now they've given the ball away. And here is Savalnieks coming forward for Latvia, right down the centre, plays it wide to this near side, and it's driven across the face of goal. It was swerving all over the place there from Savalnieks, but Ward watches it go behind for a goal kick.
That is just disorganised pressing, people running after the ball on their own, not as a unit. And again, that is an exact replica of the goals we were conceding against Armenia. Like a sieve through the middle of the pitch, two players closing down and three not closing down. All of a sudden a gap appears between our front five and our back five, and you've got teams running at your back four.
Wales are making a change, and Aaron Ramsey is going off. Well, he scored the only goal so far, and he has words with Rob Page as he heads down the tunnel. It may be a problem he has. He's talking to Sean Connolly and the medical team, and it's David Brooks who comes on, and it will be interesting to see him in a game like this at a time like this.
Well, it is great to see him, after what he's gone through, and by the way, he is a class act. He is so clever and tricky. Hopefully he lifts the lads. I mean, Aaron Ramsey looks like he might have pulled a muscle. He's gone off straight away, which is the right thing to do. The Cardiff manager won't be very pleased.
Well, it's Swansea this weekend, isn't it? Live on TalkSport 2, Saturday night.
And just on another Welsh note, for anybody, what you said about John Hartson, you should listen to it. What John Hartson's gone through in his life and his career is just a brilliant listen.
My Sporting Live coming up with John Hartson in conversation with Danny Kelly following this game at 10 o'clock. There's a rash challenge there on the far side from Nico Williams. The referee allows play to continue because Latvia are coming forward now. It's pulled back into the penalty area, but James is there to clear the cross away, and there could be a booking here for Nico Williams because he clattered into the player who was still down on the far side, Ensis.
Be lucky if he stays on, Nigel. I don't know what he's thinking about. It's so rash.
That's a nasty one.
Yeah, he's actually dived in and then tried to hurt the player. So he's half an hour late. We're 1-0 up in Latvia. Like, how many times have we got to do this before we learn our lesson? You get sent off in this game. It's proper backs to the wall stuff.
A reminder, the two teams again. Wales, of course, have made that change with Ramsey going off and David Brooks coming on. Ward in goal, Roberts, Mepham, Roden, Davis and Williams, the back five. It's now Wilson, James, Ampadu and Brooks in midfield, with Johnson leading the attack. As Latvia try and come forward, but they're flagged offside, and Wales will have the opportunity to clear. The Latvian team, Uzal's in goal, Zavalnieks, Dubra, Jimona Dykes and Zaganyas the back four. Emsis and Tobas in midfield. Krollis just in front of them with Jaunzems and Arkanieks behind Aldrikas. Wales have got away with one or two things here, which I don't think they will get away with against the other three teams in the group they've still to play.
No, I think I've told you this before, Nigel. When you're managing football teams, I've done it. You work it out. I've worked it out. If you give more than 12 fouls away in your own half, you normally concede a goal. That's the stats on average. So you spend all week saying to players, don't foul, don't foul, don't foul. And sometimes the occasion gets the better of them.
Wilson coming forward now, finding Williams, who was in down the left-hand side. The cross in though was headed away by Tobas. Nodded back in. Brooks on the turn inside the penalty area. Looks to find Johnson. He's put the ball under control. Fires the ball into the near post. And it's turned aside by Ozols for a corner.
Yeah, it's a brilliant athletic overlap from Nico Williams down the left. He gets to the byline, just keeps it in, digs a cross out. We've got 6 players in their box or around it. And the ball drops to Brennan Johnson. It brilliantly puts his body between the defender and the man, gets it on his left foot. Strength. Keeper makes a brilliant save. We'll say brilliant save. Hits him in the face.
Wilson with the corner, headed down by Roden, but it's wide. Well, that was the case of the goalkeeper before that, just making himself big, and as you say,
yeah, he's in the right place.
In the Cooper.
I mean, that's a free header. Joe Roden again. I mean, you keep missing chances like this, and it comes back to get you. You've got to be ruthless. Someone's got to grab the game by the scruff of the neck. Stop giving fouls away. And we've got to bury the chances we get. They're the same as mistakes at the back.
James, all the way back to Mepham, and further back to Ward, who made one good save late in the first half. Also had 1 or 2 problems under high balls into the penalty area. 53 minutes played. Ben Davis now has the captain's armband. He looks to take on Jaunzems and clears it long down the line. Latvia quickly return it forward. Jaunzems is away from Davis, who believes he was fouled, but the ball will drift out of play in front of the Wales fans on the far side, and it will be a throw-in for the Welsh. And remarkably, Nico Williams wasn't booked for that earlier challenge.
Unbelievable. probably a red card, but he's got away with not even a booking. But right now we've got to start keeping the ball a bit better. We're giving the ball away too much. You watch Man City play, they don't lose the ball. But you get a bit of pressure on them for 5 minutes, next thing you can't get the ball off them. We're giving the ball away too much.
Latvia are caught offside about 6 yards inside the Welsh half, so it will be a free kick on TalkSport 2. 54 minutes played. Latvia 0, Wales 1 in this European Championship qualifier in Riga. But it's looking a rather tenuous lead at the moment. Roberts down the line for Johnson. Looks to spin away from a challenge, and he's taken out on this near side by Dubra, who is on a yellow card, but the referee doesn't give a free kick.
That's 100% foul. I wouldn't say it was a yellow card because Brennan turns quick, pushes it through his legs, and he gets body checked.
Now James fighting Johnson into the penalty area, fires the ball across the face of goal, but it's wide, and it's another chance for Brennan Johnson, which goes begging.
It's a glorious chance. James intercepts a pass, and he plays a brilliant slide rule pass down the side of the left side centre back. Brennan Johnson gets a great touch on his right foot. It's a cross shot, but he's dragged it 3 yards wide.
Ange Postecoglou is a guest with White and Jordan tomorrow between 10 and 1 on TalkSport, and I'm sure we'll be asking him about Brennan Johnson, his big signing at the end of the transfer window. He does some things absolutely brilliantly, but so far tonight, and so far really in a Welsh shed overall, he's not brought the goals.
Well, he scored 2 goals in 21 games for Wales. That tells you what. He's not a prolific goal scorer. So when they signed him, 47 million. It's gone mad. The price of footballers now has gone that mad. You don't know what.
Well, they signed Richarlison for 50 million last year. Didn't score a Premier League goal for ages.
You can play for the Colchon Horses twice. You go for 20 million.
Here's Ampadu coming forward now, right down the centre, fires him the shot, but it's deflected behind for a corner. And of course you were signed by Aston Villa 31 years ago this week.
I know, I got your text message 31 years ago.
Big picture of you smiling with Big Ron and Doug Ellis.
I can remember walking in the room, Nigel, and sitting next to Doug Ellis. It was like it was yesterday.
Corner kick to Wales on this near side, which Harry Wilson will take. 56 minutes play. So many Welsh supporters inside the stadium. As the corner from Wilson, high to the far post, headed away though by the central defender, Cherna Moordykes, and a free kick's been given anyway.
See, for me, that's got to be a goal. Harry Wilson has put 3 corners in, middle of the 6-yard box, with whip and pace. We got Mepham, Roden, Ampadu. Like, Ben Davis, can one of you get your head on the ball? Or are you just ornaments going up there watching, pretending to head it?
Latvia coming forward now. There's a long-range shot which was just wide from a Kaunieks. Maybe Ward had it covered, but it was another warning.
Well, Crowless has had a few chances. He's hit that with his left foot. It was never going in, long way out. He slid in at the back post twice. He could have had 3.
And now Williams has been fouled on the far side, and it will be a free kick. Savalniek's the player who caught him, and he's shown a yellow card. Well, considering the earlier challenge by Nico Williams, then I think Savalnieks could possibly consider himself harshly treated there.
Well, right behind the incident is their manager. If I'm their manager, you know when you see managers going mad in the technical area, there's an example of why. Nico Williams goes through the right winger, tries to hurt him, didn't even get a yellow card, and that the other way round, he books their player, so their manager, you can see in his face now, looks like he swallowed a wasp.
Well, Savalnieks, the second Latvian book, Dubra, was also booked for giving away the penalty. 58 minutes played on TalkSport 2. We have live NFL coming up at 1 o'clock tomorrow morning. The Bills against the Jets from the MetLife Stadium. And we will be looking ahead to that with our presenter Will Gavin at the end of this game. It's a dramatic week one, so many upsets. As Wales come forward now with Roberts. Now Brooks. Johnson gathers on the edge of the penalty area, wide towards Roberts again. Brooks makes the run in behind, but Roberts holds on to it, finds James. Here is Ampadu. Ampadu tries to find either Roberts or Johnson, finds neither, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Well, the idea was right. David Brooks, he keeps the ball really well. That's why he's playing in the Premier League. And he showed there how he can link with people, and he passes the ball the right side of people so they don't get caught with it. And then Ampadu joins in the move. It's a good idea. He's tried to slide it inside the fullback, but no one made the run.
It's back with the goalkeeper, Ozols again, who was one of the home-based players in the team. Those for Audas, who are the cup holders. The Latvian season runs from March to November, so these players are approaching the business end of the season domestically. And Savalnieks tries to cross the ball into the penalty area from the far side, and it takes a deflection off Williams, and it's behind for a Latvian corner.
They're allowed to get corners against you. They're allowed to get free kicks against you. You just have to be professional. Joe Roden, Ben Davis, Ampadu, Mepham, you're in the team to head corners and free kicks out the box. We cannot concede from things like this.
Savalnieks will take the corner kick, and it will be an outswinger. Savalnieks with the delivery, rising to head the ball away was Mepham, and then Roberts was shoved over on the edge of the penalty area by Akanieks, and it will be a free kick.
I mean, we got the first touch on the ball there, which is the idea. I think Joe Roden's headed the ball. And there's a stat out there. If you get the first touch on the ball from a corner, you've got a 75% less chance of conceding a goal. So it's really important you get the first contact when that ball comes in the box.
Diego Jota has made it Portugal 5, Luxembourg 0 in Group J. So Portugal are heading through with a good deal of comfort. Roberts with the cross into the penalty area. It's controlled by Wilson, who tries to thread it wide to Williams on the left, but Williams is on his heels and the ball dribbles beyond him for a goal kick.
It's just class play. I mean, massive diagonal. Roberts gets to the byline, clips the ball back for Harry Wilson. He lets it run. He plays a brilliant ball to Nico Williams, but you're right, he's on his heels. Got to expect it. It's a touch finish. Letting them off the hook again.
And Latvia now are a completely different team to the one we saw in the opening half hour of the game.
Well, you can see, Nigel, with their body language, they actually fancy it. We get a result here. You've got to destroy them by ball possession now. Just keep, and then they lose their discipline. They start closing down on their own. Keep popping the ball around. We can't string 3 or 4 passes together.
Ozol's their goalkeeper. It's time to flip it wide to the far side and Turner Moordijk. 62 minutes played on TalkSport 2. Don't forget, tomorrow night on TalkSport, the whole show live from Hampden Park, Scotland against England. As Wales look to take care of business here. Akanieks robbed though by James, who's done well. Akanieks has a nibble at him. Nasty challenge from Akanieks, and there'll be a card of some colour for him. James is down, and Akanieks will receive a yellow card. And David Brooks has words with him, and you can understand why.
That's a red card all day long. It's just kicked out. The referee's having a look at James on the floor, but James has got him on the touchline, outstrengthened him, and I think the lad got a bit embarrassed because he got knocked off the ball, and he's just kicked out. It was in Kralies.
Akanieks.
decent player, number 10. He's lucky to be on the pitch. That is outrageous tackle.
Well, he clouts the knee of James.
He's kicked him across his thigh. He scissors volleyed him above his knee on his thigh. How he stayed on the pitch, I don't know.
Well, he's the third Latvian player booked.
Has he tried to even it up with the Nico Williams challenge? Maybe. It's the only thing I can think of. He's having a look at it.
He's having a look at this now. We have an Italian VAR official involved, and he's looking at the replays of the challenge. And if he's looking at the replays we're seeing, this could be upgraded to a red card. It's a horrible challenge.
Should get 2 red cards for that. Scandalous.
Well, this referee is taking charge of his first European qualifier, Mikhail Osenas of Slovakia.
Well, we can see the pictures, Nige. If he doesn't send him off, he's looking at the same pictures we're looking at right now. And why he stood there for that long, I don't know. You only need to see it once. If he doesn't send him off, the game's gone.
Elandro Di Paolo of Italy is the VAR official who has clearly told the referee to go and have a look. It's a relatively inexperienced referee in terms of top level experience, and this is a big call for him to make now. He's watching it in normal time now, and it looks awful every time you see it.
Gets worse. Why is it taking so long? You only need to see this once. He's looked at it 15 times.
He's now seeing a freeze frame.
What more do you need to see?
Of a Kaunieks lunging in and catching James on the knee. He's coming out now, and he's looking at a Kaunieks, and he's calling him over. And what will the referee do? What it looks like,
oh my word,
he's doing nothing.
That is incredible. I cannot believe what I've just seen.
Looked at that for all that time, and he's still giving him a yellow card.
He's the only one that thinks that's not a red card. That is, and when you slow it down, it looks worse. He's kicked him. It's like, you know when you lose the ball and you run after someone to kick him, but he's kicked him across his thigh with a scissors volley.
Well, Wales coming forward now, leading by a goal to 0. The midpoint of the second half has been a very long second half, it feels. Ampadu, wide to this near side, and Brooks. Brooks looking to attack the penalty area down the right. He goes down, then regains his footing. Connor Roberts slipped inside the area, and before he could deliver the cross back into the penalty area, Dubra clears, and it will be a throw into Wales on the far side.
Brilliant play from David Brooks. He got the byline, slipped, somehow got back up, played a cute little pass, and then he gives it away. I've talked too soon. There's a bit of doubt though. You can see in our players there's a lack of confidence, a lack of belief, and nervous, edgy, stray passes, not closing down as a group, not keeping the ball.
Well, I've never seen a VAR check like that, where a referee has shown a yellow card, gone and watched a challenge which was terrible, and then
I'll be surprised if he gets another game after that, the referee. Surely when they look at that, I'd like to think what Howard Webb thinks of that.
Well, it's nothing to do with him, of course.
I know, but I mean, what a decision. It was impossible to come to that conclusion. When we looked at it, and every time it looked worse and worse and worse, it's an most obvious red card I've ever seen.
But it's still 1-0 to Wales. 68 minutes played on TalkSport 2, and this has become a real slog now. Wales did not get the second goal, and until they do, it is going to be a very nervy evening in Riga. Now Brooks coming forward, cutting in field from the right towards the edge of the penalty area. His shot though clatters into 3 Latvian players. Appeals for handball from 1 or 2 Welshmen inside the area. It was Tobas, the captain, who blocked it, but it will be a throw into Wales on the far side.
Looks dangerous, David Brooks, again running with the ball, keeping the ball close to the end of his foot, so you can't stick your leg in. He's looking to slot the ball in the far corner. We've got a long throw.
Brooks will tear you apart again, is the cry from the Welsh supporters, as it was at the Cardiff City Stadium the other night. A long throw into the penalty area, and a free kick's been given for a push, and the referee's looking for that every time a high ball goes in.
To be fair to Robert Page, he will be now looking at the bench thinking, who can I put on there with a bit of experience in the middle of midfield and control the game? But there's no one, really.
Ricardo Horta is the goal scorer for Portugal. He's made it 6-0 for them against Luxembourg. And we have 20 minutes to play here. Wales leading by a goal to nil. And this has rather panned out in a similar fashion to that game with Estonia in the previous qualifiers.
Well, there we go, we're on 6 passes, 7. Try and get 20 passes in, and we kick the ball out of play. Connor Roberts, sloppy. He's got a little ball down the channel. Side puts it out of play.
Latvia are still alive in this game, and really they should have been out of sight a long time ago, but with 19 minutes to play, it is still only 1-0 to Wales, as Ampadu goes down clutching his face inside the centre circle, and the referee stops play as he has to in this situation.
Clash of heads, a nasty one again, and there once again you see a clash of heads because the players can't put their arms up. They put their arms up, they get sent off for an elbow, so they clash heads.
Edwards Emsis was the Latvian player who was involved, plays in the Norwegian second division for Raufoss, and they are about to make a change or two, I think, Latvia. Wales, of course, have taken off Aaron Ramsey and brought on David Brooks. But again, it has not been an impressive performance. They're away from home, it's all about the result, but you try and look further ahead, and is this a team which will play Croatia, Armenia and Turkey and get 7 points?
Well, a win makes such a difference to the belief and everybody. You know, the nerves. You can see the players are nervous. Robert Page must be nervous. He needs to win this game. And you can sense it through the camp. Robert Page played a full team the other night, near enough. He left Ramsey out, but he played Brennan Johnson because he's under pressure himself. He needed to get a result the other night. So tonight, he knows we have to come away with a win from this game, or I'm in big trouble. And that can sometimes go into the players. They'll all be talking about it before the game. And it's just a nervous performance. We've missed too many chances, and we've given the ball away too much. Oh, that's not a red card. Sorry to go on about it. But I'll tell you another thing. Why? I don't know if they did, but I don't think they looked at Nico Williams' challenge.
Well, I think that was reviewed. It wasn't reviewed, no.
That was bad.
So ultimately things may have evened themselves out, but it doesn't mean it was right in either case. As Wales give the ball away again.
You know, Connor Roberts wraps the ball into Brennan Johnson's feet. He comes off the centre-back short, and he tries to first time it out wide. An impossible layoff. We've lost the ball again. Good players don't give the ball away.
Saganics on this near side for Latvia. 17 minutes to play, and I think now Wales are just in the situation where they just want to get this game over with and get out of Riga with 3 points. But they come forward now, and they've got space on the far side. The cross is delivered into the penalty area, but Danny Ward is there to claim unchallenged at the near post. It was a good run forward from Jan Zems, but the cross lacked power.
we don't feel like we're hanging on because I'm nervous. You're probably nervous. We're not sitting here comfortable thinking, well, even if they score, we'll get another one. And they're not pushing us back. But there's one chance coming. You can feel it.
Makaunieks finds Tobas, the captain. Spread wide to the far side. It's allowed to run by Jansems. And the cross high into the penalty area. Tobas with a free header. But he rather got caught underneath it. It skims off the top of his head. But the clearance is a poor one. Sagagnis with the cross in. Met by Mepham at the near post. Wilson will try and run the ball clear. And Wilson has done well to ride the challenge. Oh, dear me. He's been pulled back here for shoving over Emsis. And that is a shocking decision by the referee.
Well, he's on his way down. Harry Wilson's running towards their goalkeeper. Their midfield players running back towards his own goal. And it's just a tangle of arms. I don't think it's a foul, but I mean, it's not the referee's fault, this. We keep losing the ball.
No, I'm not blaming the referee for the way Wales are playing.
No, we're encouraging them. This team, I don't think they've had any encouragement. They've not won a game for so long, but we're actually saying, go on, have a chance, keep losing the ball.
And you can hear the home crowd for the first time really behind their team. Savalnieks with the free kick, headed towards goal by Dubra, but the ball went straight up in the air and Roberts will bring the ball down and he can clear, and he plays it right across the field to the far side. And now there's an opportunity for Nico Williams to come forward. Wilson gathers midway inside the Latvian half, onto his left foot, fires in the shot, but he's quickly challenged by Emsis, and it loops high into the air and behind for a corner.
Yeah, it's good play again from Harry Wilson, but Brendan Johnson gets down the channel. Instead of going for goal, he turns out. He's obviously had a shout from the bench, keep the ball. Harry Wilson's got it. Harry Wilson's always looking to shoot. We've got a corner. Can Joe Roden head the ball in their net? Can Mepham?
Wilson with the corner into the near post, and it's a simple clearance for Krolls. Now Roberts, he was caught late, but Jones and James combine, and it's wide to the far side, and Brooks now with no real movement further ahead of him, so goes back to his clubmate Mepham, and now Roden wide to the far side, and Davis. Here is Nico Williams looking to attack the penalty area, and he fires at a shot. The goalkeeper sees it hit him straight into the midriff, and he gathers at the second attempt.
Well, we've seen that one before from Nico Williams. He's right out on the touchline, and he just shifts the ball inside his right foot and has an outrageous shot from about 35 yards straight at the keeper. What a strike, though.
13 minutes to play. Latvia 0, Wales 1 on TalkSport 2. And the free kick's been given again for a challenge by Wilson on Savalnieks, and we've seen Harry Wilson display a rather short fuse in a Wales shirt before,
ridiculous
and he's
challenge.
doing it again.
Nige, ridiculous challenge. No need to foul. What are you doing, fouling people?
And now Wilson has been caught by Emsis, and it's a yellow card for him. And the game has really degenerated here.
Yeah, it's a foul. You know, these players, they will make fouls. Latvia, they haven't got the ball for very long, so they will make fouls. But for us, if we can keep the ball, you're going to have to foul anyone. And don't give them a chance to plant the ball in our box by giving stupid fouls away.
Just keep the ball.
Yeah. I never had a manager who ever said, shouted on, lads, start giving the ball away.
Well, if Wales just maintained possession as they did in the opening half hour, Latvia could show them very little. But now, free kick's been given again for Wales. It was Ben Davies who charged forward down the left, and he was bowled over by Krolls, and it will be a free kick. Harry Wilson is having words with Emsis, and he doesn't need to get involved.
Emsis has lost his head a bit. He's looking to leave a little foot in late on a few players, and he's given a few fouls away. And any bit of aggro that's going on, he's there. I think he tried to step on Ben Davies there, but again, slow the game down. There's 12 minutes left, plus extra time. Take ages to take the free kick. Slow the game right down and keep the ball off them.
Wilson and Williams are over the free kick, and it's wide on the far side, the Welsh left. It's still only 1-0 thanks to Aaron Ramsey's penalty. Wilson's free kick is headed towards goal by Ampadu, and he was diving in after the first touch came off a Latvian head, and it's high and wide.
That's another glorious chance. Headers. We've missed the target so many times with headers tonight.
Ampadu again after a good leap from Davis. Wide to this near side and Roberts. And we are ticking towards the final 10 minutes on TalkSport 2. Roberts plays it forward looking for Johnson, but it's overhit and Dubrak will play it back to the goalkeeper.
Once again, Connor Roberts slides the ball up the channel for Brennan Johnson. Give him a chance. A giveaway.
7-0 now for Portugal against Luxembourg. Slovakia still leading Liechtenstein 3-0. Also at the top of that group as, again, Wales give the ball away, but it's won back by James. But the player's been halted here for an injury inside the Welsh half. And it's a Latvian player who is down rubbing the back of his head.
Do you know we're playing like an under-21 team, in my opinion, Nigel? You know you get under-21 players who don't know how to get over the winning line. You know, top international players, the golden rule is do not give the ball away, because the players you're playing against are the best in their country. They don't lose. You might not see the ball again, but we've just cheaply, but when the boys watch the video back individually, all of them won't be happy with themselves.
No. Diego Jota got the 7th goal for Portugal. As Wilson comes forward now, infield to Brooks. Brooks can spin away to the left where he's got support from Williams, but he tries to thread the eye of the needle and play in Johnson. The pass was deflected and Latvia will clear, but it's quickly won back by Ampadu. And here is Brooks again, looking to hold off the challenges. Wilson looking to the left all the time, but instead he pirouettes and finds Connor Roberts going forward on the right. Slid in towards Wilson. Johnson turns and the shot from Williams is cleared. Brooks volleys into the ground 6 yards out and up over the top.
Well, that was it, game over. Another glorious chance. This time it's David Brooks. We keep the ball. Connor Roberts rolls the ball into the box. Brennan Johnson overs it. Harry Wilson overs it. Nico Williams has got the keeper to beat. 6 yards out, a bad angle. It bounces off the keeper's legs and David Brooks is running in with a side foot tap in. And he kicks it into the ground and it goes over the bar. Comedy of errors.
8 minutes to play. Wales leading by a goal to nil on TalkSport 2. My Sporting Life with John Hartson coming up at 10 o'clock. Wales have had 22 attempts on goal. Latvia have had 6, but it's still only 1-0. Now it's been given away by Davis on the far side. Aldrich plays the ball in field, sliding in was Ampadu. He won it, then plays it forward. I think he's injured himself as well.
Ridiculous challenge from Ethan Ampadu again. He's got the ball, but why do that? I mean, that's a red card. If he gets that slightly wrong, he's lunged into a tackle there. No need, stay on your feet, keep your composure.
Ampadu and Joe Roden will be in action on TalkSport 2 on Sunday at noon. Millwall against Leeds in the Championship on the home of the EFL. Now James running Roden. Mepham can turn out and play it wide to the right-hand side, and Roberts, who is inside the Latvian half, but slips again. He's had 1 or 2 problems with his studs on this near side. The playing surface is not pristine as the Baltic winter is not too far away, and now Wilson tries to thread the ball down the line, but he can't find Williams because Williams had his run blocked off by Sabalnieks, who is on a yellow card, and it will be a free kick to Wales with 6.5 minutes to play.
Yeah, and there you go. Look, we kept the ball there. We made 8 passes. Connor Roberts was on the right-hand side with the ball. We used 8 one-touch passes to get it out to Nico Williams, who gets fouled, because they lose the discipline. It's like a matador with a bull. When you're waving the flag at the bull, some of their players haven't got the discipline to stay in the shape. They dive in, and there's an example. We just a bit more intelligence we need, a bit more. I mean, it's easy to say intelligence. Have we got enough experience?
Calmness. It's calmness, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, the referee did not show a yellow card there, but he has shown yellow cards for lesser fouls in the second half. Wales are yet to have one. The free kick from Wilson, high into the penalty area, headed away and then volleyed back by Nico Williams, but he got it all wrong, slice wide, goal kick.
I mean, I sound like I'm moaning, but Harry Wilson whips another good ball in the box. They head it out. He's coming out to Nico Williams on the volley, 35 yards out, and he's just slashed at it and give him a goal kick. Could he not pull it out of the sky on the top of his foot, pass it back to Harry Wilson and keep the ball? Careless or nervousness.
Changes for Latvia. Janzems and Aldrikis have gone off. And the players who come on, Edward Dasevic. He's a 21-year-old who plays for Riga. And Brennan Johnson has also gone off for Wales as well, according to our screen, but he does still appear to be out on the field of play, so we'll just double check that. As the shot is fired in, and it's just wide of the near post. It ripples the side netting for Latvia, and it was Sabalnieks who cut in field down the right, and Ward was beaten there, but it was just wide of the near post.
Well, my stomach turned there. We're on the other side of the pitch looking at this. Sabalnieks, he comes inside on his left foot. Nico Williams, sheer panic, just runs too fast, slips over, and he's hit a left foot strike, and it's hit the net. Luckily, the side netting. I thought he was in.
Well, Brennan Johnson has now gone off for Wales. And the change has been made, and it's Tom Bradshaw who has come on of Millwall. 16 goals last season, but no goals so far in the current campaign. Of course, 5 years away from the national side, but he's back at a key time.
Well, what I'd say to him if I was sending him on now is, right, there's 4 minutes of the normal time plus extra time. All I want you to do is get hold of the ball for us. Can you get it down the channels and get us a foul? Can you get us a throw in? Can you keep the ball for us so we can get up the pitch? Don't give fouls away because you've just come on. And if you can nick a goal, great.
Marko Regzo was the other Latvian player who came on. He's the leading goal scorer in Latvian football this season, 15 goals for Riga. Made his debut at international level back in June. So both teams have freshened up their forward options in the closing stages. 2.5 minutes to play on TalkSport 2, Latvia 0, Wales 1. It has not been pretty, to say the very least, but Wales are closing in on the victory that they need. Now James. Wales have played a short corner all the way back to the halfway line. A Method who swings it wide to the far side. Kept in play by Nico Williams, but he is quickly closed down by Dasevic, and it will be a throw-in in the end for Latvia.
I don't know whether it's been a conscious effort, but the three centre-backs have not passed the ball to each other all night.
I think they're trying to force it, aren't they?
Forcing it, yeah. You know, Mepham there trying to force a pass out the left wing. Just turn back, give it the keeper.
Dasevic moving forward now on this near side, the left. He will take on Roberts. The only cross swung into the penalty area, cleared away by Roden. Regathered now by Sabalnieks. Latvia looking to flood the penalty area now. Sabalnieks. And it's Dasevic. who will now try and take on Connor Roberts. The high cross beyond the far post, and Nico Williams should be able to control and bring the ball clear. He's then fouled by Tobers. That's got to be a yellow card. It's a free kick to Wales, and we are deep into the 89th minute.
Yeah, Tobers there. He knew he was in trouble. Nico Williams is breaking up the left wing. He just slides in late, brings him down. Fair play. It's a long way back from where he was. He needed a taxi.
5 yellow cards for Latvia in this game, and the only one for Wales was given to the bench. We're not quite sure to whom. And we are into the 90th minute. And the penalty from Aaron Ramsey, the difference.
There's some rules when you win from a winning position. We're in a winning position. There's certain things you don't do now. Strikers, don't get caught offside. Don't give fouls away. Throw the ball down the line. Don't throw it square. Strikers don't come towards the ball and have it to your feet. Get down the sides. And you don't take any risks. And don't give fouls away so they can pump the ball into our box. The players, professional players, understand this.
We are hearing there is a minimum of 7 minutes of added time. That's the case. Could be 7 long minutes for Wales here. Brought down by Wilson, poked forward towards the penalty area for Bradshaw, but he's lost out. And Latvia will try and bring the ball clear. Emsis, wide on the far side there, right, but Ampadu closes him down, and there will be a throw-in to Latvia. It's not been good, has it?
I think they'll get a chance before the end of this game. There's 7 minutes on. And fingers crossed it don't go in, but we look like one of them boxers who's got a head on points and just hanging on.
Wales had so much pressure, so much control throughout the first half, but there was that flurry for Latvia just before half-time, and the game has never quite been the same since.
No, we've not been ruthless enough, and we've not kept the ball well enough. And as I said, forcing passes that don't exist, just turn out, pass it across the back, keep switching it, and if you look up and think that gap's a bit tight, don't pass it there, keep it.
Portugal now lead 9-0 against Luxembourg. João Felix and Bruno Fernandes have scored the latest goals there.
Is Ronaldo playing, Nigel?
I will just check for you. No.
No wonder. He must have scored by now, I was thinking.
They're looking for the new era, I think. And, well, they're doing pretty well. They're going to qualify. Now, Wales have given away possession, and a yellow card for Chris Mepham for a challenge on the captain Tobers, and it's a free kick for Latvia 35 yards from goal. And then Wilson was caught in the face by Trollis, although I think Wilson was the aggressor there.
Why? But, I mean, that's a bit of both. Trollis has thrown his elbow into Chris Mepham's face. Mepham's seen it coming. He's got his arm up, because that's the only thing that can protect you. When the ball's up in the air and you don't know who's coming to challenge you, your only protection are your arms. And Trollis has tried to elbow Chris Mepham, and they've got the free kick.
Iceland have beaten Bosnia 1-0 with a very late goal in Reykjavik, so both those teams are level on 6 points in Group J. And basically it's a 3-horse race there now, but one of those horses is Luxembourg, who are 9 goals down in Portugal. Still 1-0 to Wales here, but they need to defend this free kick 3 minutes into added time.
Do you know what, Nigel? We can't keep harping back to Gareth Bale's missing, but I keep thinking to myself, if Joe Allen is playing here tonight, he wouldn't have given the ball away like this. He would have been the one that was saying it on the pitch. Harry, David, Brennan, stop giving the ball away, just give it to me. And he would have turned out and used his experience. I mean, how we get another Joe Allen, I don't know. I suppose, like you said, you have to put the youngsters in.
Jordan James is potentially the new Joe Allen.
Keep playing him.
Well, it's a free kick now for Latvia, and it's almost like a rugby formation. They have loaded the right side of the field here for this free kick. It's floated in, high to the far post, headed away initially by Davis, and Ward comes through the crowd and makes a good claim, and he was fouled, and he will just try and manage the clock, and a number of his teammates slapping him on the back because they know he took responsibility there on a night when so many Welsh players have been found wanting at times.
Yeah, brilliant from Danny Ward there. I mean, he has got a good character. I had him at Wrexham, and he's Jack the lad, and his character shows there. He could have stayed on his line. The ball got a top edge. It went up in the air, 7 yards out. Instead of staying on his line, he come and plucked the ball and risked making a mistake, and he's collected it. Well done.
2.5 minutes of added time to play on TalkSport 2. Latvia 0, Wales 1. And Wales are edging towards the victory they need, but it has not been comfortable or impressive. But it's a night when the result is all important. They will have to hope that they put up a better showing against Croatia at home, or else there could be real issues if they play like this against Croatia.
Well, I just think we got a nervous group of players on the pitch, Nigel. Like, they're better than what we're seeing. We know they are. Giving the ball away like that. All of them.
Well, Kiefer Moore will be back for the Croatia game, so there will be a different look to the Welsh team as Wilson gathers on the far side, and he's kept the ball in play, and Wales now can break. They've got Brooks in field. Brooks will slip it over the goalkeeper, and David Brooks has scored. What a moment for him. The player who has come back from cancer has clinched the goal for Wales, and there is so much relief amidst the celebrations in Riga. But what a moment for David Brooks. His last international goal nearly 3 years ago, and he has gone through so much since, but he kept his calm when it mattered. Wales lead by 2 goals to 0, and David Brooks is the undoubted hero.
Well, I can't imagine how he feels right now, battling cancer, never thinking he was going to get back, and he's got back. He's playing for Wales, and what a finish. And you know, he's like Joe Rogan will get no credit for this. He's won 2 massive headers. He's headed the ball up the left channel. Harry Wilson gets to it. I'm thinking, run it into the corner flag. And Brooksy makes a diagonal run. Harry plays him in, and he dinks it over the keeper's body like Ian Rush. What a finish. And that's it. We've crawled through this tie, and we've got the 3 points.
And the big thing is, it is a massive, massive moment of positivity to finish with David Brooks coming back and clinching the game. That's the headline.
Yeah, and he's a class act. I mean, that was a touch of class, that finish. It's not that easy. He's gone to shoot with his left foot and gone ding over the keeper's body. It was a bit like Ian Rush's goal in the European Cup final, for those old enough to remember it, when Kenny Dalglish put him in. I mean, it was the other way round, wasn't it? It was Kenny who scored that one.
It was Graham Souness.
Yeah, I get one of them right. But it was class. And I thought Harry Wilson should have run into the corner.
But Wales have finally got the result. 2-0. As Anthony goes for goal from fully 60 yards, and it's wide, but the home fans are leaving and the Welsh fans are celebrating, singing the name of David Brooks.
Well, I mean, winning breeds confidence, and that's what we were lacking tonight.
That's it. And the Welsh players celebrate. It was a must-win game, and they have won. It was scrappy, nervy, and tetchy for long spells, but the penalty from Aaron Ramsey and a great goal from David Brooks. That's the moment we'll all remember. Has put Wales back into contention in Group D. 3 3 games to play, and the Welsh Dragon is still roaring, but only just.